Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So we continue with inshallah, with our lecture on the Grand Secret, part 7. Now, when one is aware that the container of God is looking at you, and you are looking at Him, the awareness or the consciousness of this shock one, and it alters one's life. The shock of realizing or being aware or being conscious that the container of God is looking at us. The shock of realization that He's looking at us and we are looking at Him. That shock caused an upheaval in our life. It turned us around. We can say we are born again. We become a new person. It's like we're coming out from our shell, reborn, changed. We were once very unruly, wild, and so on. It's like a kung fu thing, an ugly caterpillar become a beautiful butterfly. The change is tremendous. Once the awareness that is looking at us, that shock, it caused an upheaval in our life, and we change. Change for the better. And suddenly, we may be proud, arrogant, obstinate, and so on. Suddenly become an unassuming person. Person who not bother with his dignity, not bother with his standard of supposedly in life. It's just like a dirt, or worse than a dirt, before the Almighty. That's how those people who are enlightened, and even the companion of the prophet felt when they were enlightened by this upheaval from the shock of realization that they are facing, and the Almighty, facing the Almighty, and the Almighty is seeing them. They become totally unassuming. It's just like a piece of white cloth now. They become like just back to like a piece of white cloth. It's up to God to do whatsoever He likes to Him. Totally changed, totally unassuming. Colorful cloths become totally white. And because He's in that way, He look at people, and He look at people with no opinion. Before is opinionated, that means he had fixed idea. Now he's looking at people, he has no opinion. He just look at it like an innocent baby looking at you without any opinion. no more opinionated, Therefore, it's not judgmental. It don't judge, doesn't judge. Because of this change in his life, and suddenly he let go all materialistic life, branded life, all this kind of high living, he let go. And live a simple life, moderation. And that's why people say, hey, this guy, what happened to him? He's no longer like before, very proud, arrogant, obstinate, and so on. Now you see him like very unassuming and never have fixed ideas on things. And see the way he dressed, he lived, very simple, moderation. And he's not stingy like before. No. Change. And you begin also to accept predestination as a whole. There's no argument on your side on predestination. You accept what will be, because you are now unassuming. You are just like a white cloth to be painted on by God. So you accept predestination. Whatever God decides, you accept what will be, will be. There's no two ways about it. And then there's affection in you. So people bewildered with your change, but they are also attracted to you because there's affection in you. And that affection is pure affection, honest affection, innocent affection. It is intriguing, because you have regained the innocent loss. And therefore your affection which is innocent, totally innocent, you love people because for the sake of God, for the sake that you have changed. Not only you love people, you love every creation of God. Total change. There's a lot of affection exuding from you. Your aura, exude affection, and those around you can feel it, and they are marveled by the person you are. Totally changed and affectionate. And then you also become truthful. Before you may like to lie, you lie your way out, all this lying, and you become truthful, no more lying. Change, because you are reborn again, clean. And you become trustworthy. You may be owing people long time ago, you look for them and pay back whatever you owe them. You become trustworthy. And your centrifugal point is with the Lord, divinity. That is your whole. Whatever experiences you undergo, you always go back to the Lord and hold to. That is your power point. So in your life, that is your centrifugal of power point. Always go back to Him and not others. You don't rely on others except Him. Okay? And you see everything that God created They are merits, not wasteful. There are reasons for it, good reasons for it. And you believe in that. And you live, notwithstanding, you still live a normal life, simple life. Simple. These are the changes I'm just explaining one by one. But you have the inner strength. That means if you want to do a lot of worship, you can do. You can do fasting, you can read Quran, and you can do more. Because Allah gave you the inner strength. And you are forgiving, like a child, a baby, an infant. Even you cause harm to baby or infant, they will not retaliate. Same, if happen to you, you will not retaliate, but you will revert back to divinity, go back to the Lord and seek protection. Okay? And of course, you are very gentle, inward. People around you can feel that, especially those close to you, members of your family, your spouse, can feel the difference. You are no longer hard-headed, no longer rude, harsh, violent. You become gentle. Okay? And you're always guided by the Lord, and your mind becomes repository. If you are going to teach, your mind not only become repository, but a library of knowledge, divine knowledge. Okay? So these are I may miss some, but these are the changes that one experienced when they are enlightened. Okay? And this is how you will live. Totally new person. Totally. That's why I call it your new self. Your new self. And that is your new self, but you have also spiritual upliftment from the enlightenment. First, you regain your innocence. You regain your innocence. Innocent in what sense? It's like a baby. He doesn't harbor any evil thought, any evil desire, any feeling of revenge. Like a baby, total submission to the Lord. Same. Like that. And whatever you do, there is no hidden purpose. You are clean. There is no evil in you, no evil desire also in you. You do it because you want to do it, but innocent like. There is no reason, no purpose, but you do it because you think it's right. And you have to protect this innocent game, safeguard it, don't lose it. Okay? Satan will come and try to push you out like they push Adam and Eve out of their innocence. They will go after you. But you have your centrifugal point or power point. Always go back to the Lord. Seek protection from this evil one. Go back. You know, seek protection from him. Safeguard your innocence. Okay? So look at this innocent regain. Okay? This like baby born both innocent. You regain that. But be careful. O children of Adam, do not allow Satan to seduce you in the same way as it caused your ancestors to be driven out of the garden. So although you are enlightened, you had that innocent regain, but you have to protect it well. And you have to do a lot of remembrance of God, do all the worship, obligatory and non-obligatory, to fortify your situation. Because, and indeed, he, Satan, did lead astray a great multitude of you. Did you not then understand? So this is your foe, your foe. If a suggestion from Satan assail your mind, seek refuge with Allah. Go back to him. For he hears and knows all things. Those who fear Allah, when the thought of evil from Satan assaults them, bring Allah to remembrance when lo, they see rightness. So go back to Allah. That's why I always practice that remembrance of God. That is the candle in the dark, lighted candle in the dark. So you have to always have this practice to have this remembrance of God all the time, constantly, in addition to your obligatory and non-obligatory worship. Because you have to protect the innocent again. Don't let your mind be assailed by Satan and your mind become corrupted again. You will lose your innocence. Again, it's not easy to regain it back. Okay. Seek refuge, O my Lord. I seek refuge with thee from the suggestion of the evil ones. And I seek refuge with thee, O my Lord, lest they should come near me. Pray for. It's a supplication. Supplicate God. Seek his protection. Satan will try their best to assail you. Okay? And constantly remember Allah, because it's like a lighted candle in the dark of the night that keep away Satan. They do not like, they do not favor light. So when you remember Allah, the radiance of that keep them away. So constantly endeavor to remember him, constantly. Because Satan say, no authority has he over those who believe and put their trust in their Lord. So you have to remember him, hold on to him, trust him. That means remember God, Allah, right? Hold on to Allah, trust him. Satan authorities over those only who take him as patron and join partners with Allah. So they will have no power against you. If you hold on to Allah as your protector. So those who have experienced the upheaval in your life and you become a changed and better person, and you have regained the innocent laws, you become holistic in every way. Remember, constantly remember Allah constantly to keep Satan away. Okay? Because you trust in your Lord, remember Him, trust Him, hold on to Him, He will protect you. So at the same time, carry on with your worship, the obligatory, the non-obligatory, in addition to the remembrance of Allah. And hold on to Allah and keep Satan away. Don't let him influence you, that you will lose your innocence once again. Protect that innocence. Continue with this in your life. In your daily life, walking, go to work, all that. Constantly endeavor to remember Allah in your mind. You can remember Him with your eyes closed or with eyes open. Do not neglect your obligatory prayer, but add to it your non-obligatory worship. Read the Quran, fast in the daytime, non-obligatory fasting. Only 5 days you can. The 2 big days, Hari Raya, and the 3 days after the Idul Adha, the Hajj, 3 days after that. They call the day of the Tashriq, can 5 days. Other day you can fast. All this to strengthen your new self as against Satan, to protect the innocent regain, to protect the holistic changes that you have experienced or you have received from Allah. So always constantly endeavor to remember Allah all the time. Don't neglect your obligatory prayer. On top of that, add in your non-obligatory worship to protect your new self from being assailed by Satan. And you continue live this way. Continue live this way until come a point you feel that as if you're sitting, yourself, you feel like your soul is sitting just above your head in a kingdom or in a realm that's very tranquil. Are you in there, sitting in there, feeling tranquil all around? And you can sit there for hours without coming down. That means you have been invited by the Lord to enter the realm of tranquility. Okay? That is the next step, a realm of tranquility, and that is how you feel. There is a world out there, and you are in that world, very tranquil. I was in that world, alhamdulillah, from 1978 to 1990. 12 years. 12 years. Beautiful. You could sit there and remember Allah for hours. You could do a lot of worship. The strength is there. Okay? And once you are in there, you are protected by the Lord. Satan cannot assail you. And this is confirmed. Satan said, by your glory, I will certainly mislead them all, except thy servants, amongst them sincere and purified by thy grace. These are the people where the verse of the Quran says, "O soul who are tranquil, come to me and join my people." This is the verse. So you are invited by the Lord and you enter into the realm of tranquility and you sit there, can be hours and hours. And I remind you, try to find a safe position when you're sitting down. Do not bend your leg like in the second part of the prayer, like the Japanese do that. Don't. Because I'd done that for hours sitting that way. And now there are blood clots in my leg, causing havoc. I'm not complaining. But doctor was telling me, hey, you have a lot of blood clot there. But we are monitored for months. They do not grow big, neither they reduce. But so you don't need to come back to us. It's benign. But still, find a sitting posture that's comfortable and then sit in your realm and remember Allah after you've done your obligatory prayer. That's why Allah said, after your salat, sit down, lying down or standing, remember me. Okay? So remembrance of Allah become your pulse of the enlightenment. Okay? So once you are in the realm of tranquility, remembrance of Allah become your pulse. Before you endeavor constantly to remember Allah. But once you're in the realm of tranquility, this remembrance become the pulse, become your pulse. Okay? And Satan is kept away from it. Because once in this realm of tranquility, Satan cannot invade. So you are very safe. But stay there. Stay there, continue your worship. Continue your remembrance of Allah. Continue your worship, whether it's obligatory or non-obligatory. And continue to be the holistic person you are. People may find you strange, but harmless, gentle, kind, always have smile on your face. You know, a lot of affection and so on. But they do not understand the upheaval in you that bring you to the Lord. Continue this way. Continue. I mean, it is a beautiful life. You are not bothered by the outside world. You are within your world, the realm of tranquility. And you enjoy every minute with the Lord. Every minute with the Lord in the realm of tranquility. You are not bothered much about the world outside this realm of tranquility. Okay. So, please, I was there 12 years. It's a beautiful life. Also, during that time, when you are in the realm of tranquility, you can OBE as well as you can astral travel because you have been cleansed. So that is the beauty of being in the realm of tranquility, where Saturn also cannot bother. Okay? And if you are not given the task, continue. It's a beautiful living, beautiful life. But once you are given the task, you have to carry out the task given to you by your Lord. And you have to come down and carry out your task. Then your heart is only occupied by Allah. There's no others but Allah, only your heart. You are cleansed from all except Allah. So your life centered wholly on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your mind cleansed and become divinely inspired. Inspiration will come to your mind. Allah refresh you with new vigor and strength, and you become His instrument. So the inspiration come, that will be your task. And you have to carry it out. Right? For me, in 1990, I got it 78, this knowledge. And I was in the realm of tranquility. From 1978, immediately I was in realm of tranquility. Because, I was chosen. So 1990, I went for Hajj. And there, my soul was invited, or my spirit, to meet our beloved Prophet, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I sat before him in his chamber, and this knowledge was arranged by him in such a way that I could teach, I can teach before I can. Okay? So once he has arranged it, asked me to teach, I have to step down from the realm of tranquility. Okay? Well, I'm not complaining, but I tell you, living in the realm of tranquility is one of the best moments in my life. No task, no burden, not bothered about people, just I am with my Lord. Tranquil, peaceful, happy, no problem, nothing, everything revert to Allah. But once given the task, you have to come down and to carry out the task. Okay? So you become the instrument of Allah, and He will inspire your mind with whatever He wants you to do. And you see here, he there was living happily, not having any task to do, roaming around the world without any task. Suddenly Allah sent him Moses. That's the thing. All right. That was the place which we were seeking, Moses said, and found one of our servants, that is the Hidil, on whom we had bestowed grace from ourselves, and to whom we had imparted knowledge issuing from ourselves. So he was given the knowledge, and then he's given a student. Hey, he has to teach. He had to teach. Before there was no task, happily roaming around the world, no business at all. And suddenly he got a task to do, and you can see later on he reluctantly carried out. Of course, reluctantly, because life was so happy, carefree, you and your Lord all the time. Suddenly you are given a task to teach. Last time you're not bothered about anyone. Now you have to be bothered with someone. Because, it's something that I even was reluctant. I cried for 6 days. I don't want to do it. I was so happy in my realm of tranquility. Lights still roam around. Nobody cares. Nobody business. Him and the Lord. Suddenly he given a task. Me too was given the task to teach. So reluctantly, like he did, I had to do it. And remember my mother came, he said, son, you are a lawyer, you're not an ustad. Stop this nonsense. They will put you in jail, my mother. Don't be an ustad, you're a lawyer. And my mom was crying. Well, your mom, she loved you so much. She did not want you to get into trouble with the authority. Because you're a lawyer, suddenly overnight you become an ustad. You got cry. And I told my mom, story, mom. I've given my word to the prophet. And I have to carry it out. No matter what comes, what may come, I have to do it. What comes, I have to do it. So until today, was 1990, until today. Same. Though Hitler was reluctant, but still he was sent. Moses was sent to him. He had no choice, but reluctantly, he had to teach Moses. We see later about it. So once you have given a task to teach, you have to go down. You have to come down to society, back to society. No more the realm of tranquility. You have to go down to society and to carry out your task. Now, when you go back to the society, you will realize that many are blind, spiritually blind. Right? And this, if you follow my companion Padika lecture yesterday, many are blind. So when you go down, you found many in the society are spiritually blind. And that's why, say, can the blind be held equal to the seeing? So you have a lot of job to do. So many blind, a lot of people. I have difficulty to tell you the ratio. One that can see as against the blind. But I tell you, a lot of people are spiritually blind. Okay? And therefore they are not equal. And then also here, are those who know equal with those who know not? And then you realize also that the knowledge you have, the knowledge of God, given like the knowledge given to Hidayah, many do not have this knowledge. And many are searching for this knowledge. Many search for years, and many went astray in search of this knowledge. That's why are those who know equal to those who know not. Okay? And then you have to guide them. Among those we created a group of people who guide with truth and act justly according to it. And alhamdulillah, this Yamas Indonesia, we are now going down to the ground to spread this knowledge to the people. Okay? Inshallah, this 2023, many of us will go down to the ground. At present, only myself, my companion Pateka and Asri, but there will be many more coming down to the ground to pass the knowledge to the people who have no knowledge, who are also spiritually blind. So you can see, we have to do it. No matter what, you feel frustrated or not, you have to do it. You cannot escape of it because the task given, even the prophet was admonished by Allah, chastised by Allah. The prophet frowned and turned away because the blind approached him. He was talking to those people who are very high level, and a blind man come to see him to seek knowledge or to seek salvation. And he was very annoyed by this person. And so Allah chastised him. Perhaps the blind man was seeking to purify himself, or he might be mindful and good counsel might help him find the true path. Now, as for him who believe himself to be self-sufficient, I mean, to those people who are high level, you give him your undivided attention. And not upon thee is any blame if he purify not himself. Whether these high level people are guided or not is not upon you. Why are you trying to do your best to guide them? And yet this blind man come to you, you ignore him. Yet as for him, the blind man who drew near to you, coming eagerly for knowledge, being in awe of Allah, him you disregard. So Allah said, do not do this. This is a lesson from which those who wish to be taught should learn. We learn. Okay? Do not give undivided attention to those people who are known, high level, who are not. Equally give attention to those who are at the lower level. Help them too. I love to meet people like Arifin, simple man, Arifin, Ahmad Mahmoud, simple person, very interesting. Muhammad No, very simple person. No, doesn't behave in a majestic manner. Very simple person, wonderful person. And we become good friends. Arifin Majid, Muhammad No, Ibrahim Arif. These are unassuming people, beautiful people who doesn't go around showing their colors. Many lah, Ali Rais, beautiful people. Even Nasir and the wife, very unassuming. I'm taken aback. Even Mahmoud also. So, even being an Angmo, but yet unassuming, wonderful person. So, this, Angulia, not to mention, Angulia also, wonderful lady. There are many more, Yasin and Alia, so many. I met, very unassuming, wonderful, Bayu, very unassuming, down to earth, interesting person, but whose heart is searching for the Lord. And that is beauty. Their beauty is there. They search for the Lord. And of course, they are precious to me. Even Saiful Bandi. Precious to me. Okay. Many more I will mention. Okay. These are simple person, wonderful person. You will ignore them. You see them, you can ignore them. They are nothing. But their heart are with the Lord. That's where the prophet was chastised by Allah. Do not neglect. So when you go down to the ground level, you meet a lot of these people who are searching for the Lord, very unassuming. You know, people who others may never once have a glance of them, but these are beautiful people. Their heart are with the Lord. I am very happy to meet them. I'm very happy they are my friends because they are the friend of the Lord, friend of God, my friend, beautiful people. So the prophet was reminded of this. Don't you ignore people who are not the higher up or the lower level. They are searching for the Lord, you see. He was seeking to purify himself or might be mindful, and good counsel can help him to find God. Yet you ignore him. These are beautiful people, simple people. Okay? And you see, even I told you, Hidir was very happy in the realm of tranquility, no task given. Suddenly Moses was sent to him. He was pretty upset. So, how will you be patient of what you have no knowledge of? So he got pissed off. Moses. And please, you have the knowledge, don't get pissed off. You know, please, you can meet, I mentioned to you, these beautiful people. They are seeking for the Lord. Help them. Don't get pissed off, you know. But he didn't get pissed off with Moses. Why you bothered me? He was happy, no task given, walk around the world, no duty, nothing. I always tell my friend, my colleagues, my companion, you got no job, don't find a job to do, right? But once you are given, then do to your best. Okay? But what he did was so happy, contented with the way of life, in the realm of tranquility, move around, nobody knows him, nobody bother him. Suddenly he is given a task to teach. And Moses came to him. So he say, hey, you follow me, don't ask question, okay? Unless I tell you why I did that, I will tell you. But don't ask question. You did go. Right? But that is ideal. Okay? For us, help those people. That's why you see people like Arifin, Ahmad Mahmoud, and people like them. They found suddenly they can click with me. They become close to me because I opened my heart to them. Because I know, alhamdulillah, they are searching for God. So I opened up my heart. And although they felt inferior, and even those people from Salaya, many of them, when they met me, we become close. And many of them, after meeting me, we become very close because I opened my heart because you are searching for the Lord. So I help you as I can. Okay? So Hidir is Hidir because he's too long in his happiness in the realm of tranquility. For me, only 12 years. Hidir maybe longer. Eh? So suddenly given a task, he was a bit pissed off. But he did his job. Okay? He did his job, still teaching. Now, so you are given a task, you go back to society to teach. But how is your conduct? How do you conduct yourself from going back to society? How do you conduct yourself with people like Arif bin Majid, with Ahmad Mahmud, Ali Rais, Raful Hadi, and all those are mentioned. How you behave with them. You are enlightened, you have the knowledge, you are given the right to teach by God. You have this that they want. Do you come down pompously? Pompous means feeling high regard of yourself. How do you behave when you go down to society and carry out your tasks? Okay. First, live a Sufi life, my advice. Live a Sufi life means live like a simple person, ordinary person. Don't be pompous, ordinary person. That's why I always advise all of you, my companion, dress normally, natural. No need to use the turban, no need to use the garment, all the nonsense, no need. This is not necessary. You have the knowledge. They want your knowledge, not your turban or your garment or your stick, the knowledge. Dress normally. Okay? That's why you see people dress in a t-shirt, ordinary shirt, all right with me. Jean, all right with me. Okay. Not necessary, you must be different. Not necessary. Live a simple life. Okay? That's why the Prophet said, the ones who attracted my sympathy are those faithful ones who are reasonable, abundant in worship, anonymous. That's good, anonymous. Okay. Ignored by the general public. Yes, like Hidero, nobody knows. Okay. Have barely sufficient sustenance. Alhamdulillah. No, but many of you out there did help me with Allah's permission. Monetary wise, many helped me also because I used a lot of money for this dawah, and many of you helped me from Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. I thank God for it. May all of you be blessed. For me, I don't need much. All I need is good health. Oh my Lord, give me good health. That's all. Okay. I fast every day, so I don't need to eat 3 times a day. I'm comfortable with a simple life. I don't need all the luxury. Great patience. Of course, you have to be patient with all people. I hope I'm not short-lived. Okay. Bare of assets. I don't have any asset. Even I have one now. It's still under mortgage. Nothing much. It's a car that was given to me by the Lord when I was in hospital. I'm happy with that. And hardly complain. These are the people. These are the way we should be. These are the people that the Prophet loved very much. Okay? But yet they are firm in their endeavor for the Lord. There shall be always a group of people who will steadfastly uphold the truth. They are fearless to those who harbor ill will towards them, but that shall be their stand until kingdom come. Okay. So live a simple life, a Sufi life. Okay. Constantly see the Maker. That means spiritually, your eyes constantly see the container of Lord looking at you. Some write-up say the face of the Lord. Container means the face. But I prefer to use container. or the face of the Lord looking at you. Constantly you see this face of the Lord or the container of the Lord, and therefore you see the meaning of this. Why scold the puppet when you see the ventriloquist? That is a very deep meaning. Why scold the puppet when you see the ventriloquist? So you see all around you, these are puppets. And they were moved by the Lord. The Lord is the ventriloquist. Why scold the puppet? In other words, why angry with the creation when you see the Creator all the time? Okay? So why scold the puppet when you see the ventriloquist? And you know this because of this verse. It's not you who killed them, O Muhammad. It was Allah. It's not you who threw sand on them. It is me, Allah, who threw it. So you knew Muhammad and all other creations are just puppets. Why scold the puppet or hate the puppet when you see the ventriloquist? And in Allah's sight, everything are His servant. We didn't make you to watch over their doing, nor art thou set over them to dispose of their affairs. That means you are not there to control their life or to take over their life, their way of life. No, that's Allah's job. Okay? So every time you see the makers there, so how they're going to live all that, that's the maker job. Your job is to pass the message. You can see later. Okay? Ever ready to receive divine inspiration. That means have your mind clear most of the time. Make it clear, empty. Okay? So you see, their mind become the fortress of divine knowledge. Make sure your mind are not clouded. Your mind are clear, free to receive divine knowledge. And they are privy to divine secrets which many are not privy to. They are the elects of God who have been brought close not to Him. Their mind have been cleansed to receive divine knowledge and secrecy. They have become divine instruments to lead people to the truth and prohibit them from committing sins and immoral acts. They are the elects of God. So keep your mind clear. How you do that? Always constantly remember Allah. When you remember Allah, your mind is clear, clean, free. That's where the inspiration will come, the guidance, the knowledge. Because it's not fitting Allah speak to you. How does Allah speak to you? By inspiration. By inspiration. Or from behind a veil, or by sending of a messenger to reveal. But for us, mostly by inspiration. So follow thou inspiration sent to thee, and be patient and constant till Allah do decide, for it's the best to decide. Now, you see the point here. Follow your inspiration. So the question, how do we know that is inspiration not from Satan? Now remember, when you are in the realm of tranquility, you saw just now, that is the limit Satan can't go in. Remember? So they will not, your inspiration will be clean from Allah, not from them. Because if you are still innocent, childlike innocent, they can attack you. But once God has invited you, and you are in the realm of tranquility, that is the limit Satan can go in. You are safe. So when the inspiration comes to you, you know that is that is a divine inspiration. Okay? So we send this inspiration. I also say, even normal people got inspiration, like Moses' mother, when Pharaoh army come to kill all the baby, Moses' mother did not know what to do. The inspiration come, put him in a basket and release him in the river. Okay? And so Allah inspiration always come. So for those elect of God, God are guided by God, are endowed with divine knowledge. So what you are, that's why you have to go to the realm of tranquility, reach that level where Satan cannot attack you anymore. Then you come down, carry out your task. And every time you in despair, return to Allah. Don't run around finding people. That's why when I in need of money for my mission, I don't go around asking people. I may borrow, but I pay back. Rasulullah also borrowed money. Even the Quran, who want to lend Allah, give a loan to Allah. That's for the purpose of prophet. Give back. But many from Malaysia and all that, Ustadz, can we make a fund for you? Every month we put in. I'll never answer. Because I'm not here to go for the money. You want to build a fund for me? Okay, alhamdulillah. But I will never ask. It's up to you. I'm not for the money. I'm doing the tasks of the Lord. Okay? So in despair, I went to him. I've been doing this from 1990, since the day I have to do this job. Until now, still surviving with his guidance and his result. Okay? So in despair, you have problems, you have grief, go back to him. Turn to him, for my Lord is near. Go back to him. Don't run to people. Back to him. The believers put all their trust in their Lord. If anyone put his trust in Allah, sufficient Allah for him. Sufficient Allah for him. Okay. And no soul does Allah place a burden greater than it can be. Inshallah, you will overcome the high tide because you go back to him. Even Jacob, when he lost Joseph, he went back to Allah. I only complain of my distraction and anguish to Allah. He went back. Even Job went back. And remember Job when he cried to his Lord, truly distress has seized me, but thou art the most merciful of those that are merciful. He went back. Job was having a lot of problems with his house, family, and wealth. Went back to God. Even Jonah in the belly of the fish. And then hidden out in the deep of darkness of his distress is Jonah. He said, there's no deity or no God except you. Limitless are thou in thy glory. That means you are so merciful. I've done wrong. Please help. And Allah released him from the belly of the fish. There did Allah give you one distress after another by way of requital. So once you overcome that, another comes to teach you not to grieve for that had escaped you and for that had befallen you. For Allah is well aware of all that you do. Go back to him. Hold on to him. Don't let go. No matter what. Don't let go. Hold on to him. That is your PowerPoint, your centrifugal point. None understand them but the learner. Okay? You have the knowledge of God. And then understand free will and predestination. And there's always a lot of question on this free will and predestination. Islam is absolute submission to will of Allah. Now, the best description of free will and submission. And you see this one I give you. Predestination is like the sea, wherein all the fish swim freely. That means you exercise your free will in this world, but even this world have to go around its orbit obediently, and that is predestination. Even the world is under predestination, and you are in the world. Exercise your free will. There's no limit. Exercise it, but even that also free will. It's like the fish, very free, but the sea is the free will. Is the predestination. So the sea, the predestination is like the sea, wherein all the fish swim freely. You exercise your free will, but that also within predestination. Predestination is just like a sea, the sea, wherein all the fish swim freely. So exercise your free will as much as you can, but that also within predestination. You are just like the fish being free, swim freely everywhere, where you like, what you want to do. All the fish free, do what they like, what they want to do, free, but yet within the sea, within predestination. Okay? And my subtle scheme is exceedingly firm. That means no change. In his scheme, his script, never will thou find any change in God's ways. That's why we have chicken egg will not hatch a duck. Chicken egg will not hatch a duck because his plan is firm. Chicken egg will hatch chicken, not duck. Then also don't behave like an owner. Yeah, you see this one, very funny. Huh? Maybe you are not aware, but I'll show you. Allah, to Allah belong all in the heaven and on earth. Okay, when up there, even the earth belong to Him, and to God belong the unseen of the heaven and earth. So the unseen world also belong to Him. To Allah belong all that is in the heaven and on earth, and also the unseen world. So which of thy Lord ownership that you deny? Everything belongs to Him, including ourselves. Everything. All in heaven, all on earth. Okay? And all the invisible, unseen belong to Him. So nothing belongs to us. So He asks, which of mine that you deny? Which is mine that you deny? Which of mine that you doubted? Everything belongs to Him. Okay? Now, which of your Lord favor will you deny? So everything belongs to Him. But why you cry when your baby died? You see, you become hypocrite. You see, yes, belong to you. So your baby belong to Him. And you cry, why? Like Noah. Oh my Lord, this is my son. Why you kill him? Why you kill him? And what? Allah said to him, it's not your son. It's the unbeliever, and don't you be ignorant. Okay? Belong to Him. Okay? And yet, you say, yeah, all belong to Him. That's why when this thing happens, you have to say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Everything belong to Him will go back to Him. Everything belong to Him will go back to Him. And yet you admitted this. Yes, all belong to Him. And when He take back what belong to Him, you say, how can you take back this one? This is my child. Suddenly, the child become your owner, your property. Suddenly, you have ownership on your child. That belongs to Him. Also, when tsunami hit, you're very angry. Your property devastated. Your property also belongs to Him. You should say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Same. Earthquake, fire, flood, insects, invasion. And then you say, why? As if this belongs to you. So be aware, when all these things happen, we must say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. That means all come from him, all belong to him, will go back to him. Okay? Nothing belongs to us. We will certainly test you with a touch of fear and famine and loss of property, life, and crops. Give good news to those who patiently endured, who, when calamity befalls them, say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Verily unto God do we belong, and verily unto whom we shall return. Everything belongs to him, and go back to him. Why are you crying? Yeah, like I say to some of the companions, why you are crying on another person's wife? It doesn't make sense. Why are you crying on another person's wife who died? Hey, that wife belongs to that person. Why are you crying? Right? Same. This property all belongs to Allah. Why are you crying? So do not share his ownership. Don't transgress into his domain. That means power and whatnot. Don't transgress. If you know, of course, many of you will find if you go to the ground level, it's more difficult than going through the internet. The internet, doing missionary through internet, much better. Through ground level, you talk to people, they may ignore you. No, they are not important. They ignore you. You can see they don't want, they ignore you. Or you can see, you talk to them, you can see, well, you talk to them on the right ears, they come up from the left ears. They are not interested. So it may affect you, or it make make you feel very, very aggrieved about this. But Allah said, no, don't be aggrieved. This is my power, my domain. I lead people astray. I lead people to the right path. Our job is to pass the message. Whether they are led astray or not, that is Allah's domain, not ours. Our job is to pass the knowledge to them, and it's up to them to accept it or not. So that's where the Prophet was so sad that many many of his ummah still unbelievers. And God said, if they're spurning his heart on thy mind, and you can build a tunnel in the ground, or build a ladder to the sky and bring them sign, what would they still be unbelievers? If it's Allah will, He could make all of them believers. So don't you be ignorant. So we do our job, pass the message. What will be, leave it to him. You see here? Do your best. But if they turn away, your only duty is clearly deliver the message of the truth. Do your best. We certainly brought the truth to you, but most of you were resentful of the truth. All right. Do our best, okay? Verily has come to you enlightenment from your Lord. Then whoever sees then, it is for his soul. Whoever is blind, then is against himself, and we are not their guidance. To do our best, pass the message is up to him, whether the Lord guided him or not. Do not those who believe know that had Allah will, he could have guided all mankind. Yes, it's his power. Not for thee, but for Allah is the decision, whether he turn in mercy to them or punish them for their indeed wrongdoing. Everything is Allah's affairs, okay? Not ours. All things are Allah's, belong to Allah. But what had come to these people that they fail to understand a single fact. So don't enter into his domain, okay? So you see here, you are told to mind your own business. Don't enter God's domain. Huh? Don't enter You are told to mind your own business. Don't challenge his wisdom. And we have created heaven and earth, all that is between them, all this with meaning and purpose. Everything got meaning. Everything he does, Allah does, have meaning and purpose. Never think is without meaning and purpose. Everything. Okay? That's why he says, is perfect in wisdom and knowledge. He is above all comprehension, yet is acquainted with all knowledge. Behold, dialogue. So believe that whatever he does, Allah does, have purpose, have merits. Believe this. But Satan did not believe it. Question Allah. How come you appoint this human being, mankind, to be your Khalifa, your caliphs? Okay? When we are the one, they will fight among themselves and cause mischief and shed blood. But we who praises and glorify you all the time, how come you don't select us? You select this mankind. Okay? Now, there you have already insulted Allah by you challenge his wisdom. You say, why you challenge his wisdom? So when he asks you to bow down to Adam, and Satan say, no way, and smoke cigars, no way, right? Huh? And Allah say, what prevented thee from bowing down when I commanded thee? Say, I'm better than he, because we are clay, right? He is from fire, right? So Allah say, I know what ye know not. And we will be the caliphs to bring them back to fold in the future. That will be later lecture. And because you have encroached into his wisdom, doubted his wisdom, and then you have to pay for it, and you see somewhere somebody is living the paradise, heaven. Somebody is living the heaven because of his encroaching the wisdom. So the angels say bye-bye. Huh? Another one to encroach to the Allah wisdom is Karun. This is Karun. It's a drawing, Karun. Me, I'm Karun. Karun say, I'm rich because my own knowledge that make me rich. And that is a challenge to Allah. This is given to me because of a certain knowledge which I have, my knowledge. Did he not know that Allah had destroyed before him whole generation, which was superior to him in his strength and greater in the amount of riches that collected? So he claimed to his brilliantness. So Allah destroyed him and his property buried in the soil. And then again, human beings say, this is my idea. Oh. When you say my idea, then you become the maker of the idea. You encroach into his wisdom. This is my invention, then you're the maker of the invention. Always say, Alhamdulillah, thank you, O Lord, for this invention. Thank you, O Lord, for this idea. It's my idea, my invention. You encroach into his wisdom. Why happened? Why this thing happened? Because Satan. I'll approach them from their front, their back, their right, their left, and then you'll find most of them ungrateful. Okay? So don't encroach there. Be righteous. Verily, the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is he who is the most righteous of you. Allah loves the righteous. Lo, my protecting friend is Allah who revealed the scripture. He befriended the righteous. So be righteous. Allah has promised to those among you who believe and work righteous deeds, that he will of surety grant them in the land inheritance of power, as he granted it those before them, that he will establish in authority their religion, the one which he has chosen for them, the Islam, and he will change their state after the fear in which they live to one of security and peace. They will worship me alone and not associate aught with me. If any do reject faith after this, they are rebellious and wicked. So our job to go to the ground to let people know about Allah, the knowledge of God, and to worship one God. We have to go down. This is our job. This is the righteous deed. And if we go this, we are able to do this, then Allah will establish us in authority in our religion, and then we'll be inheritant of power and whatnot. So I hope every one of us will do our part in this year 2023, going down to the ground to spread this message. The first thing in religion is to know God. Okay? Be gentle in associations. Truly, Allah is the most gentle, and He loves they who are gentle. He gives the gentle that which He will not give to those who are rough. Allah is most gentle to His servant. Muhammad is adorned with a spirit of gentleness and patience, which has received from God 3 times more than is given to us all creation. So the Prophet has 3 level more of patience and love or gentleness compared to us. Even the earthquake Allah sent is a gentle earthquake. Because a true earthquake, the scientists say, will destroy everything around it. But Allah gives gentle earthquake to teach, not to destroy. Okay? Then serve with sincere devotion. Okay? Alhamdulillah, so far I can see my colleague Padrika and Asri, they've done sincerely their job. Alhamdulillah, that's what Allah wants. And they spend hours and hours preparing their lectures and all that, and sacrifice their sleep and so on to carry on their work for Allah. Alhamdulillah. Say, it's Allah I serve with my sincere and exclusive devotion. Iblis say, by your might I will surely mislead them all, except thy devoted servant among them. So they cannot mislead us. So the inspiration that comes are divine inspiration. There will certainly be no fear for the close servant of Allah in a world day of grief. Whomsoever is busy in remembering me has no time to supplicate me. I shall fulfill his need before he even asks for it. So don't worry about your sustenance. Allah makes sure enough for you, okay, in your carrying out his work. Then do not discriminate. Very important. All mankind, we have created you male and female. You have made your nation and tribe that you may know one another. Don't because of color discriminate. Don't because of gender discriminate. No. Okay. See what happened to Rasulullah when he discriminated a blind. He got chastised by Allah. Behold, God who caused the sun to come upon the good and evil, and likewise the rain. So ought ye to good all. To good to all. That means Allah even does not discriminate. So we shouldn't. Good and evil are not equal. Repel evil is good. And the person who was your enemy become like an intimate friend. That's what Jesus said. Oh no, sorry. That is what in the Quran. Sorry. Be fair or just. Always that. Allah loves those who are just. Among those who created a group of people who guide with truth and act justly according to it. Be fair. Don't try not to be fair. Because you see here, O ye who believe, stand out firmly for justice. Be fair. As witness for Allah. And even it's against yourself or your parent or your kin, whether it be against rich or poor, if you are wrong, you are wrong. Admit it. Don't try to cover up for yourself or for others. For Allah can best protect both. Follow not the lust of your heart, lest you swerve, and you distort justice or decline to do justice. Verily Allah is acquainted with all that you do. So, if you are wrong, admit it. Oh. Be just. Don't try to cover and blame others. O ye who believe, stand up firmly, for Allah has witnessed to fair dealing, and let not the hatred of others to make you swerve to wrong and depart from justice. Because you don't like that guy, you become biased. No, be fair, be just. There's next to piety and fear Allah, for Allah is well acquainted with all you do. Okay? And there are 7 groups which shall receive Allah's protection on the day of judgment, where the only protection from the sun at the time is none except for divine protection. And the first group is a leader who is fair, to be fair. Muhammad is adorned with the spirit of justice and piety, which is received from God 3 times more than is given to all his creatures. So Rasulullah got 3 times justice and piety and other good behavior 3 times more than us. And Allah is most fair and is never cruel to his creation. And they will be judged in fairness and none will be wrong. And Allah are the most just, is the most just of the judges. So that's the end of the lecture today, to explain once you are given the task and you go down to society, how you should behave. Okay, that are the guidelines if you are given the task. Okay, so I'm back to Bayu, the co-coordinator.
Ya, baik. Alhamdulillah. Terima kasih, Ustaz. Thank you very much. Ya, demikian sahabat semuanya. Tadi Great Secret yang ke-7 sudah kita simak bersama. Semoga kita semua diberikan kepahaman. Baik, Ustaz. Seperti biasa, kita akhiri 10 menit untuk zikrullah, Ustaz.
Okay. So practice, always constantly endeavor to remember Allah. Constantly endeavor. Okay? Not only now, anytime. When you got the time, remember Allah. Okay? That's all I say when after your salat, when you lie down, when you sit down or you stand, remember it. Okay? So not only now 10 minutes, after this, so anytime you can afford, endeavor to remember him constantly. Okay? Ready all? Bismillah. In your mind, remember Allah. Focus, cover all areas, then block in, then steadfast. Bismillah. Istiqamah, steadfast.
Sudah 10 menit Ustaz.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, we have limited places left for the Pali seminar for the first 100. The seminar registration fee will be waived. So those of you who have not quickly registered, because few places left. Okay, so don't wait. So shall we meet again inshallah next week? Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.